Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. In today's video I'm going to be doing a recap / overview of the 0 to 2 million in 7 days.
Hey you! Would you like some cheap and reliable coins? Well don't worry, because I've got you a place. Make sure to head over to FIFA Coin Zone HotSwazLand.com and use discount code FLAIR for 2% off. Or, what you could do, which is a little bit more reasonable, is use your Amazon Prime or $4.99 subscription over on my Twitch channel. Now you may ask, why would you want to do that? That's a pretty good question. I've got you sorted. Basically, you get a daily trading guide. And what if I've got some questions? Twitter DM, Twitch DM, email, business email, you name it. Thanks for watching, and make sure to enjoy the video.
What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through day by day on how we made our coins, you know, was it good cool, was it bad cool, and so on and so on. And we're also going to end it off with how many coins I would have made if I held on to my UCLs for one more day. And it is a number I cringe at. You know, it is a filthy number. But I'd say we had to sell them one day earlier. But it's you know, I'll throw that at the end there, just to end it off. So, let's crack underway day one. So day one is all about getting your early coins. Now, of course, you've got to pick a nation at the beginning. I'd recommend Brazil or England. Why this? Because you have your basic SBCs where you need English players from, or you need, sorry, multiple leagues, and obviously England has 4 leagues by itself. You've also got the Scottish League, the Irish League, the MLS, and all that malarkey. We actually got lucky and got a J-League player. The second thing you want to do is then go and get your kits. Now, the kits you want to go and get are going to be rare gold kits because they discard for 50 coins a piece, which means you get 150 coins from literally discarding kits. So, once you got your 150 coin, what do you want to do? You can only win cards on bid, which is always fun on the stream. I basically went silver, max bid 150, and scrolled along trying to find any player from a league SBC. That could be Mexican League, Pro League. And then once I found a player, I added them to the watch list, compared price, saw how much they were, and then made sure they were worth a little bit, and bid 150, and we managed to sell our first matey for 300 coins. Then proceeded to snipe up some bronze Premier League players for the miscellaneous, like 200 coins, 300 coins, and we managed to make our way up to about 1k off the back of that. Then managed to get Sorbin to end off the deals on day one, which we got for 350 and sold for 850, the first sign of the silver method. We then decided to do the basic SBCs, because the basic SBCs cost about 600 coins a piece and take you from 1k to 6k, 7k, because you get, I think it's like a 7.5k pack, a mix pack, and a silver players pack, which obviously we know are very good. We then went and opened up a few bronze packs. This is just so we can stack the club up with players ready for marquee matchups, and I got a player worth 13k. Now, I'm not a heavy advocate of the bronze pack method, because I think there are way faster trading methods, but it did come up trumps. We then decided to do the marquee matchups, and then we also did the advanced nation SBCs, getting ourselves Axel Witsel, which allowed us to end day one with 110k, which may I say is absolutely solid for a day one of a road to glory, especially with not packing anything. I guess we got the bronze pack player, that was actually pretty decent. We now move on to day two, and to start off day two we did the advanced league SBCs. We've got Skriniar and Roberto, which we probably profited about 40k over the whole SBCs, which was decent. We then did Humble Beginnings. If you don't know what Humble Beginnings is, it is the first part of every single Icon SBC. You trade in a team of rare bronzes, you get a silver players pack. Did about 10 of them, profited 20-30k, and yeah, that was really good. I couldn't recommend it enough. I think there's 36 SBCs you guys can go and do, and some really easy money. Then decided to do a little bit of silver trading to make up that last 50k, and then all the money we made that day we put into Russian players for the marquee matchup. This comes into Rush investing. Basically, previously we've had Russians in marquee matchups, they went up to 3k. So when I saw that they wanted 3 Russian League players and 2 Russians, jumped at the chance, invested all my coins into Russian League cams and so on and so on, and we turned 230k into 560k just off of marquee matchups. We then went and invested 200k into silvers after that, because with marquee matchups they put loads of electrums and silver packs, and as a result of electrums and silver packs, silvers crash. So I bought them, and that moves us on to day 3. Day 3, we flipped the silvers instantly because they actually didn't crash too much, although they dropped enough. And for example, we got a bunch of Valoid centre mid for 3.9k, selling them for about 5 to 6k, which was a brilliant flip. And we did a few of the league SBCs. We then came to 7 PM, and they showed us the new weekly objectives. Now, something good about these weekly objectives is they were for foot swap players. And obviously, as you guys know, we have an icon in foot swap. We have just some mad players like Werner and Pepe and Roberto, and you know, it's pretty mad. I think we've got Douglas Costa as well, Munier, Foot Birthday. They're absolutely amazing. So obviously everyone wants to do them. So what did they want? They wanted you to score a goal with score 3 goals and win 3 games with Colombian players. I was looking at Colombian attackers, and I decided to pick up Muriel. I invested, I think it was 330k, and flipped that into 550k. And then we proceeded to snipe him for a few hours, making 50k on it. And that moves us on to episode 4/day 4, What did we do to start this one? We invested all 800k into Verratti. Now, why did we do this? Because Verratti was a man of the match, therefore his gold card wasn't in packs. So we invested in his gold card, and we're just waiting for it to, be taken off the market. Because when someone's gold card isn't in packs, they're just consistently taken off the market, not resupplied. Because the only version of Verratti that's resupplied is his man of the match card. Which, yeah, we held on to that Verratti for at least a day. But for that rest of the day, we did some silver trading. They then released the Rambo SBC with Ramsey. We made about 50k investing in Socrates and Leno because Arsenal has a lack of high rate players. Therefore, Leno and Socrates did pretty well. And that was about it. I also would have made more money if I held on to them because I think there was a lot of rash investing, panic selling. And then you held on till tonight, all the panic selling happened, and I think Socrates went from like 6-7k up to 8-9k, but it is what it is. I think I held on to one Socrates and one Leno and made, a little bit more on them. Then head over to the next day, and with the Ramsey SBC, Verratti rose because you needed a high-rated team. So we managed to, all the Verrattis which we bought previously for 20k, we sold them all for 27k, meaning we made 6k a card, probably just under that, but which made around about 280k on the whole investment, which was, I think, a 2-day investment, therefore a pretty decent flip. We did the Foot Champs SBC because we had, there was a Foot Champs SBC, we had to put 6 England players in. I don't think we got anyone, oh no, we got Ericsson from that SBC actually, I lie. But yeah, which was our most expensive pack pool, all of the Road to Glory at 50k, so the Road to Glory wasn't carried via one pack pool, which is what some people may theorise. Also, the up and coming Road to Glory coming out tomorrow will show you that we are not going to rely on SBCs to make money, but as I say, I'll talk about that maybe a little bit towards the end. But so for the rest of episode 5, I think we did a bunch of silver trading and maybe a few SBCs. We did 10 humble SBCs, which again are the first SBC on the icon, and we only made 10k. They're really trash. We didn't get anyone from it. So picked up James Collins because there aren't too many good Irish strikers on the game, of course, with Shane Long becoming a silver card, and there also aren't too many good EFL League 1 strikers. So we decided to pick him up for that. We picked him up between the prices of 16 to 20k, which we soon decided the next day wasn't too good of a job. So we move on to episode 6. Episode 5 we ended with 1.5 million. Episode 4 we ended up with 1.1 million. I didn't put that in there. Episode 6, how do we start it off? We decided to sell all the James Collins. I didn't have any faith. There wasn't any sort of like hype around him, so sold him for about a 50 to 100k loss. We then proceeded to do silver trading that day, and then EA decided to drop the Gulam SBC and the Czech Republican like cheapo SBC. Now, I mugged myself off with this one because I told my chat to go and buy loads of players who did really well, but I didn't actually buy anything myself. I bought 21 Savics, which has ended up everyone saying 21 Savages, which is delightful. But yeah, there was likes of Serbi, he was 29k, went up to 2.9k, went up to 6k. There was the likes of Kolarov, 3k, went up to 7k. There were some filthy cards, but for some reason I didn't invest. But there was so much money to be made on the investing, but I just didn't do it. We also ended this episode off with some League SBCs, but they were pretty dead, and there was nothing to scream and shout about it. We now move on to episode 7, and yeah, episode 7 was pretty eventful to say the least. Started the day off with some MLS SBCs. We ended episode 6, by the way, with 1.7 million. So we started episode 7 with some MLS SBCs. Then we did Atlanta, Philadelphia. I think that's all she wrote. Atlanta, Philadelphia, and another team, all given 25k packs, which all gave me no walkouts or no boards whatsoever. Absolutely awful. They then, at 6 PM, decided to release marquee matchup. Now, I made a crucial error right here. I invested in Ajax, not Man City players. Man City players, one of 4.5k. Ajax players didn't really go up whatsoever, which sucks because I thought Ajax would do well because Juve, you don't have too many cheap players. And you needed 3, whereas you only needed 2. And I thought Spurs are quite a lot of cheap players, but, we made a misjudgment on that. I do know Man City aren't very good because they have like 3 players that are cheap, but, it is what it is. So we kind of messed up there with the UCL marquee matchups, which kind of sucked. But luckily they released UCLs. So what we decided to do was invest our last 1.7 million into UCLs because previously, they rise and rise and rise, and yeah, well, they didn't rise and rise and rise sadly enough, which sucks. So all these UCLs which we bought, which includes Benzema's, Herrera's, Demirabis, Grimaldo's, Davies, and so on and so on. We'll get onto that list in a sec. Sadly, only went up 100k, so our 1.7 mil, which we ended episode 6, sadly only ended up with 1.9 mil and 4k. So we're 96k off, but it's not the end of the world. Moving on to the fun topic of how much I would have made if I was to hold on for an extra day. I'm going to throw you a few prices which I bought, what I sold for, and then what they went up the next day. A few fun ones are players like Meccano, I sold for 3.5k, now 10k. Players like this fun one, Hassaj, I sold for 1.7k, now 10k. Demirby, I sold for 1.8k, now 10k. For a few others, Calhoun, I sold for 15, now 28k. Martinez, I sold for 13, now 22k. Nice little one. Here you go, De Vrij, I sold 26 of him for 13, now he's 24k. So, just give you a little example, or just give you, I guess, a summary. I sold, what was it, before they released these UCL upgrades, as you guys know are in the SBC store at the moment. I managed to get 1.9 million. If I was to sell right now, all for footbin current rate, which may not be madly realistic, I would make 3.4 million coins. So after I sold my silvers, I would probably make about 3.5 million coins, which means that is a 1.6 million coin loss not holding on to them for another day. But at the end of the day, it's a 7-day Road to Glory. I didn't really want to go against it. You know, if they didn't release it, well, then I would look like a bit of a mug. But I guess if I was on my main account, I probably wouldn't have done that. But, you know, hey, it's always fun, you know, to put it on me that how much I could have made as such, but it is what it is in the end of the day. So what I'm going to do is just tell you quickly about the Road to Glory we're going to be running for the next 3 days, which is a 0 to 1 million in 3 days with 0 SBCs. The reason for this is because I think this Road to Glory is slightly carried via SBCs, so I'm going to see how well can I do, especially to start off, with 0 SBCs. It will be done on PlayStation this time. Well, I guess again, I will be doing one on Xbox, probably the following one. And as I say, it'll be the same sort of format. You'll see a lot more trading rather than me being like, these are the silver deals I got. I'll be showing you, I guess, maybe more filters and so on and so on. But it should be a little bit more interesting. As I say, same sort of format, just nothing but trading, no SBCs, and, you know, I guess it's maybe a little bit more realistic if you guys have already done SBCs as such, because obviously you guys can't go and do the advanced SBCs again, so it's harder to relate to that as such. So that should be it. As I say, thank you very much, guys, for the support over this Road to Glory. It's been absolutely insane. So motivating to get these daily videos up. Thank you very much for watching. Do feel free to drop a like. Feel free to comment anything you want for the next Road to Glory. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys tomorrow with episode 1 of 0 to 1 million in 3 days with 0 SBCs.